You ever walk into a room and just feel the energy? It's like an invisible force that hits you the moment you step in. Maybe it's tense, maybe it's excited. The atmosphere can change in an instant, and you can sense it without a single word being spoken. Here's the thing, we're always talking, even when we don't say a word. Our bodies are constantly sending out signals, whether we realize it or not. It's non-verbal communication, body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and it speaks volumes. Think about it. A simple gesture or a fleeting expression can convey more than 1,000 words. Someone can say I'm fine, but their whole body screams frustration. The way they hold themselves, the tension in their muscles, it all tells a different story. Or they can say I love you with a look that melts your heart. A genuine smile or a tender gaze can communicate deep affection and warmth. Words can lie, but the body rarely does. It's an honest reflection of our true feelings and intentions. Learning this silent language is like getting a cheat code for life. Imagine being able to read between the lines and understand what people are really saying. You can understand what people really mean, build stronger relationships, and even spot a liar a mile away. Sounds good, right? It's like having a superpower that enhances your interactions. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets of nonverbal communication. Together, we'll explore how to interpret these silent signals and use them to our advantage in everyday life. Nonverbal communication is a big umbrella. It covers everything from how close you stand to someone to the way you tap your foot. These subtle cues can speak volumes about your feelings and intentions. But let's break it down into 3 main categories: body language, facial expressions, and gestures. First up, body language. This is all about how you hold yourself, your posture, your stance, your movements. The way you carry yourself can convey confidence, nervousness, or even aggression. Are you leaning in, showing interest? Leaning in can indicate that you're engaged and paying attention. Or are you closed off, arms crossed, like you're building a wall? This can signal defensiveness or discomfort. Your body speaks before you do. It can set the tone for the entire interaction. Next, we've got facial expressions. These are incredibly powerful in conveying emotions. Our faces are wired to show emotion. A simple smile or frown can communicate more than words ever could. Happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, you name it, your face can probably express it. These expressions are often instinctive and immediate. And these expressions are universal. No matter where you are in the world, people can understand these basic emotions. A smile means the same thing in Kansas as it does in Kathmandu. Finally, gestures. We use our hands to talk all the time, even when we don't realize it. Waving hello, pointing a finger, or giving a thumbs up are all common gestures. These gestures can complement what we're saying or even replace words entirely. They add another layer to our communication, making it richer and more nuanced. Let's start with posture. Imagine you're at a job interview. The way you sit can say a lot about you before you even speak a word. You're sitting up straight, shoulders back, making eye contact. This posture exudes confidence and shows that you are engaged and interested in the conversation. You're showing confidence and engagement. This can make a strong impression on the interviewer, suggesting that you are both capable and enthusiastic about the opportunity. Now imagine slouching in your chair, avoiding eye contact. This kind of body language can convey disinterest or a lack of confidence. Not exactly screaming, "Hire me," right? Then there's movement. Movement can also tell a lot about a person's state of mind. Someone who's fidgeting or tapping their feet might be anxious or impatient. These small movements can be distracting and may give off the impression that you're not fully present. Someone who mirrors your movements, like crossing their legs after you do, is probably feeling a connection with you. This is a subtle but powerful form of nonverbal communication. It's subconscious, but it's powerful stuff. Mirroring can create a sense of rapport and mutual understanding, making interactions smoother and more positive. Here's the key. Pay attention to the whole picture. Observing body language in context can provide valuable insights into a person's true feelings and intentions. One gesture in isolation might not mean much, A single hand gesture or facial expression can be easily misinterpreted if taken out of context, but when you combine it with other cues, their posture, their facial expressions, you start to get a clearer read on what's really going on. Understanding these subtle signals can enhance your communication skills and help you navigate social interactions more effectively. Our faces are emotional billboards, and the cool thing is, many expressions are hardwired into our DNA. A baby's smile is the same as an adult's smile. A grimace of pain? Universal language. Think about the eyes. They're the windows to the soul, right? Dilated pupils can indicate interest or attraction. Squinting can mean suspicion or disbelief. And prolonged eye contact? That's a powerful signal of connection and trust. But here's the catch. People can try to mask their true emotions. That's why it's important to look for micro-expressions, those fleeting flashes of true feeling that leak out for a fraction of a second. They're hard to spot, but they can tell you a lot. Gestures, the silent words. We use our hands to talk all the time. A wave hello, a thumbs up of approval, a finger pointed in accusation. Gestures add another layer of meaning to our communication. Some gestures are culturally specific. What's considered polite in one culture might be offensive in another, but others, like a smile or a furrowed brow, are understood worldwide. Pay attention to how people use their hands. Are they gesturing openly, palms up, showing sincerity? Or are their hands clenched, fists tight, signaling anger or frustration? The way we move our hands can be just as revealing as the words we speak. Putting it all together. A real-world example. Let's say you're trying to sell a new product to a client. You can use your knowledge of nonverbal communication to your advantage. Start by mirroring their body language to build rapport. If they lean forward, you lean forward. If they smile, you smile. This subconscious mirroring helps create a sense of connection. Next, pay attention to their cues. If they seem skeptical while you're explaining a feature, address their concerns directly. If they seem engaged and excited, capitalize on that energy. By reading their nonverbal cues and adjusting your own accordingly, you can create a more persuasive and effective interaction. Sharpening your nonverbal intelligence. So how can you get better at this whole nonverbal communication thing? It's like any skill. Practice makes perfect. Start by becoming more aware of your own body language. How do you sit when you're feeling confident? How about when you're nervous? Once you're more in tune with yourself, you can start picking up on the subtle cues of others. Pay attention to the people around you. Watch their faces, their hands, their posture. Don't just listen to their words. Observe their entire communication style. And remember, context is key. A gesture that means one thing in one situation might mean something completely different in another. Always consider the bigger picture. The power of understanding without words. Mastering nonverbal communication is like gaining a superpower. You can build stronger relationships, navigate difficult conversations, and even influence outcomes. When you understand the silent language, you connect with people on a deeper level. You build trust, empathy, and understanding. And that, my friend, is a game changer in all aspects of life. So pay attention to the unspoken word. Listen with your eyes, not just your ears. You might be surprised by what you discover.